We earn money, save money and buy things. Living beyond the economic cycle is impossible. What trends are dictated by world markets and how does it affect consumers? Watch it in People and Economy. In this program you will know what is a sustainable transport system, how do innovations affect passenger traffic, and why one of US cities is car-free. Within 8 years, residents of Helsinki, a largest city of Finland, will abandon their private cars in favor of the public transport, experts predict. The tendency towards renouncing cars can be observed throughout the world. Over the last year, only in Russia, almost 15% of local population shifted from cars to buses, trams and metro. This global trend has also affected Kazakhstan. For example, more than 600,000 people in Astana use public transport daily. In Almaty, more than 45,000 people travel by metro every day. Over the last years, sustainable transport systems are being introduced throughout the world. They imply traveling within cities on eco-friendly vehicles such as battery-powered compact cars, motorbikes, scooters and, of course, bicycles. Sharing economy is also becoming very popular. The economy benefits much more from pedestrians and bikers. Expenditures for their infrastructures are tens and sometimes even hundreds times lower in comparison with the traditional infrastructure models. They generate extra revenues and permit to cut healthcare costs and create a budget surplus. Public transport is also evolving. Nowadays, it implies not only common buses, metro or trolley buses, but, for example, also rental cars and bike-sharing systems. This is a short-time rental of bicycles when they are taken at one station and left at any other. Cost of travel is very low and for a certain period of time can be even free. You don't need to worry about where you will keep this bike. You take it, ride it and then leave it. This is the best option for most of young people. Often I see bikers who are not so young. People see the advantages of bike sharing. They do not have to buy something, keep their bikes and worry that somebody can steal them. Such programs are being widely developed in different parts of the world. And I'm glad that Almaty, Astana, Shymkent and other cities of Kazakhstan need to develop this system. 6 years ago, Duman Kapasov realized that riding a bicycle was not only sport but a perfect travel mode. However, he did not find many people who shared his views. With his friends, he decided to establish a society, first of all to put together a team for trips and outdoor activities. The working experience in the field of marketing and social networks allowed Duman to implement his idea in a very short time. Initially, it was an ordinary website where users interchanged their views. However, it has become something more than a mere dialogue platform. Later on, we held active meetings and rode bicycles together. At the beginning, we did it within the city, but with time, we started to go to the country. Along with that, we met in cafes and coffee houses and discussed different subjects. Some of us started to build relationships beyond cycling. These days, the Cycling Association unites more than 5,000 people. However, Duman remembers that 6 years ago there were no more than 500 of them. Joining this large family of cyclists is possible for everyone. There are no age or skill level restrictions. There is a nice opportunity for each person to find his or her place, make friends and learn more interesting things. I like riding a bicycle because it is a healthy way of life. I have been a member of this association for 5 years since I bought my bike and met these interesting people. In the first 2 years, all our time we spent in the mountains. It is really cool when you got here yourself, enjoyed this beauty and fresh air and then rode down quick as the wind.
и спустился с ветерком вниз.
I have been a member of the association for almost 3 years. For us, riding bicycles is a very entertaining activity. We organize many events. We can meet both in the morning and in the evening. For example, people can meet each other on the way to their work and after drinking some coffee continue their way. In Almaty, we try our best to encourage more people to ride bicycles and lead a healthy life. Promotion of healthy lifestyles is the primary objective of Duman and members of the Almaty Cycling Association. Therefore, along with bike races and meetings in coffee houses, they organize more significant events. Among the examples is One Day Without a Car, the Pedestrians' Day, or a winter's flash mob to work on bicycles. We promote healthy lifestyles in order to make people switch from cars to bicycles. This is done not only for the sake of entertainment, but for the sake of their health. We do not limit people with bicycles. We support healthy lifestyles in general, be it walking, cycling or scootering. To promote the bikers movement, the city needs to create proper conditions and infrastructure, Duman says. For example, or even make changes in the traffic regulations, which will allow children ride bicycles along sidewalks or special tracks and therefore avoid riding over traffic areas. Duman and his team discussed the development of these municipal facilities and acceptance of amendments not only by their own efforts, but also cooperate with international organizations and state authorities. All our efforts were not in vain. Bike lanes are being constructed and bicycle parking facilities are being installed throughout the city. We make our contribution to that both through state authorities and private organizations. I appealed to private companies which agreed to install parking lots for bikes of their employees. One of today's requirements for buses, metro trolley buses or taxis is to reduce the trip time. In order to implement that, new routes are being laid in cities. The number of public transport vehicles is also being increased. Roads of the largest cities are equipped with bus lanes and car owners who drive along these road sections are being fined.
Есть такие проекты, как, наверное, вы слышали, быстрые автобусные перевозки, да? БРТ на слуху. Тоже люди, я понимаю, они не понимают.
There are projects such as Bus Rapid Transit or BRT. But many people do not understand why roads are closed and the infrastructure is rearranged. It is made in order to increase the speed of the public transport. There are sections where the density of passenger traffic is very high. So we need to ensure synergy at a high level, as well as quick pickup and drop of passengers, because the speed of public transport vehicles implies not only the speed they are traveling at, but also the time they stay on bus stops and the time they spend on boarding and paying fare. Winning several seconds can have a significant effect.
Сколько люди затрачивают на то, чтобы сесть, оплатить за проезд. И каждые вот эти секунды, казалось бы, они суммарно дают очень большие эффекты.
Innovations make the public transport more attractive for population. For example, some buses provide free Wi-Fi for passengers. It was especially appreciated by youth. As a result, over the last year, the number of passengers increased by 20%. Along with that, smart traffic lights are to be introduced in cities in the nearest 2 years. They can independently monitor speed and density of traffic and switch lights as traffic jams occur. Moreover, electronic traffic signals for the public transport will be functioning in a new way. In the meantime, for passengers' comfort, innovative bus stops are being installed in some cities.
Привлечение пассажиров через обустройство остановочных пунктов.
Many passengers are attracted by means of bus stop facilities. For example, several heated bus stops were built in Astana. An idea of equipping bus stops with virtual libraries is being developed. This will allow passengers to read and download books. Transforming bus stops into some cultural facilities will also attract many people.
Привлечение дополнительной молодежной какой-то аудитории, сделать из остановки какой-то уже такой объект культуры в том числе.
The statistics in an argument in favor of the public transport. Private cars occupy 18 times more space on roads and parking lots. In addition, few people know that the chances of meeting an accident in a bus are 5.5% lower than during traveling in a car. There is also a financial benefit. In fact, passengers do not need to worry about repair costs and fuel prices. Public transport lanes, construction of metro and purchasing of new green buses. This sector of economy in Kazakhstan is being developed for years. Large cities are relieved from traffic congestions. Environmental conditions are being improved. Passengers are offered maximum comfort and economy of time.
И такие проекты реализовать без акимата, без инвестиций,
Implementation of such projects without the assistance of city administration is impossible. Whereas buses can be purchased by private companies, improving the municipal infrastructure remains to be a duty of city administrations. They should invest in bus stops, dispatching systems, traffic regulation devices, and so on. Fare should also be regulated by local authorities. It is different in different cities and varies between 50 and 90 tenge. Notably, almost 45% of residents of Kazakhstan spend about 200 tenge on public transport. Travel costs of another 25% are twice as little. In the capital of Kazakhstan, Astana, as well as in Ust-Kamenogorsk, a bus ticket costs 90 tenge. In Almaty, Karaganda, Petropavlovsk, Kostanay and Atyrau, it is 10 tenge cheaper. In small towns and regions, the ticket price is about 50 tenge. Europe is a region with the most developed infrastructure for public transport, electric cars and bicycles. Since recently an increasing demand for autolibs or public electric cars can be observed. This innovation is especially popular in France. For reference, renting such vehicle costs €3. The price of a taxi ride is €8 and a trip in metro €2. The problem of private vehicle maintenance costs also disappears. Rental cars are available at parking lots near home and can be returned at a parking not far from the place of work.
Город Вена, где абсолютное большинство передвижений делается на
For example, in Vienna, most of people travel in public transport. One-day travel card costs only €1. Therefore, everything is done to make people use public transport.
То есть там делается все для того, чтобы стимулировать людей ездить на общественном транспорте. Предлагается много вариантов, сеть и все это.
Public transport in Japan, Korea, Malaysia and Singapore is the most innovative and comfortable in the world. For example, in Singapore, the municipal transport system consists of metro, light rail, buses, monorail and ropeway. A special mobile application allows to choose several routes at a time, and a single electronic fare card allows to reduce travel costs by 20%. For comparison, paying fare by cash costs $7 and by card only 5. Railway transport is the most popular in China. It is considered the most speedy and comfortable. According to the statistics, about 10 million residents of this country use trains every day.
Бурный рост населения привел к бурному росту автомобилизации.
Explosive increase of population has led to the increase in ratio of vehicles to population. Nowadays, it is being restricted by all means, including high taxes and high vehicle maintenance costs. Among the suggested alternatives are the development of metro systems and BRT corridors. In China, all these things are being introduced at rapid-fire pace. They have built a team of engineers who are capable of upgrading their transport system within 3 to 4 years. Bike sharing system is also widely used in the US, Europe and Asia. For instance, only in the Chinese city, monthly sales of bicycle cards can reach 20,000. More than 100 bike rental stations emerge in the US annually. Lending a bicycle in European countries varies from $1.5 per day to $50 annually. In Asia, it reaches $2 per day, and in the US from $7 to $15 daily. Fare ticket significantly reduces transport costs. The total cost of all trips during 1 month is much higher than the price of a fare ticket. Notably, its price varies depending on the chosen tariff. Special rate tickets are also available. The US state of Michigan is also known as a world's car capital. More than 4,000 car-building enterprises are functioning in its territory. It is also a place of an isolated city where special attention is paid to environment. Because of that, it is absolutely car-free. There are no traffic roads, parking lots, traffic lights or road signs. The only means of transport in that city are bicycles.